Hello everyone and welcome to Phoenix Gaming. I'm your host Nick Henning, and today we're going to try to jam a game of Lost Ruins of Arnak. I know it's been a little bit since I've been recording and making videos. I've been trying to get a lot of my other ducks in a row, and you would think that I would have a lot of spare time on my hands, but turns out that it doesn't really work that way right now. I'm seeing that there's a prospect right at the beginning, so I want to press my opponents into having to explore if they want to grab him. There's just no way to do that in first seat without that happening, so we can block this spot right here. Goon will very intelligently block this other spot right here, and I guess Machine's probably going to go ahead and grab this. Yeah, so we're pretty full up here. We're not going to be exploring this turn. One of our opponents is going to get the prospector here, unfortunately. So I think actually we could decide if we want to. I think what we're going to be doing is buying a lot of stuff. I'm deciding if I want to buy the hat right now and then move to get coins later. But if my opponents grab this and this, I'm going to be really sad. I think we're going to might as well spend a coin to get a coin rather than leaving that guy behind. It's not so essential that we rush out to buy the hat right now or anything like that. A grab of the whip. Ooh, an airplane here is a nice little reward for us. I guess it is possible that Machinist has 2 coins in hand. Do they start with 1? Do they start with 2 gold? I guess they must have started with 2 gold. Yeah, because they didn't use anything. So it's, I guess, third seat is 1 compass, 2 gold. Yeah, that sounds right. Right, because these are 1-1. All right, so they're rushing out their compass thing, which is good. We'll buy ourselves an airplane, which is pretty sweet. I think airplane is the strongest card in the game, more or less, no contest. We have an extra coin here, which we'll throw, and I'll pick up a hat. I think that the extra compass is better than the extra coin most of the time, although there is the double icon on the gold pan that does make it a little bit better. Flip of a lantern there is pretty nice for Machine, who's got a fair amount of cash on hand. Goon is playing a little bit more of a slow roll here, which I think seems entirely fine rather than exploring outwards. And then Machine is off to a pretty good start here. We're going to go ahead and just advance up here. And I think that's going to bring us to the end unless they leave us the gold pan, which they absolutely should not. I think this is going to be a land. Oh, does he have? I don't know. I think binoculars buy is. I think I would have bought the binoculars with this sight and board rather than the lantern. The lantern is more flexible, but this is just more powerful, and I tend to go for power over flexibility. We're done. So I think Machine is off to probably the strongest start here. Goon is actually not in a bad position because they're going to be able to grab this spot next turn and then explicitly not use any of their fear cards. They can just kind of throw them to the ants here. Let's see what they get with the whip. Nothing too crazy with the tiger pin claw here, but it's not bad either. I am in an interesting position here where I'd really like to use both my fear here, but I kind of want to explore first. So, yeah. Wow, did they not spend 3 coins last turn? I would have bought the torch or the rope. It's really lucky for Machine. Not maybe lucky, it was a choice. Goon chose not to go here, which maybe means that their other fear was kind of buried in their deck. I'm not quite sure. I do have a first crack at having a gem here for getting this bonus, but that's true whether I explore or not. I think we should explore now, because if we... I'm just afraid of hitting a monster that uses boots. There are 2 remaining. And we already know that both of them are going to be using that. Okay, both of their fear is basically wrapped up. One of them here, and then the other one is using their fear here. So actually, we don't need to worry about using our fear. So we are going to go ahead and explore. I don't really need the compasses just yet. I think I will probably take... Let's take this, because that might come in handy. They're pretty good early. Not a great site to hit. And unfortunately, we're hitting... Well, I mean, maybe fortunately now that we know, but it's not That's not a great hit for us. We're not in a rush to go to this location because the machine is sort of giving us some leeway here. We're going to have a lot of useless books. Yeah, this is kind of awkward. These guys are not terribly good either. I'm just debating whether I'm supposed to actually take this anyway. I mean, maybe we don't kill this guy. I think we actually do want... I think we do want the flexibility. It might end up costing us an exploration. The other option, I guess, was to get 2 compasses, but like just getting compasses with no real plan to use them for is going to put me behind in tempo early, and I don't love that. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what this flips. That's okay. If we are still actually able to get this, if our opponent doesn't use it, we will use it. Yeah, because they want to explore. Yeah, so much money. So we're going to use it. Get up there first because we can use our other ruby to head up the right side here. And actually we've got plenty of arrowheads if we want to. We can kind of double up. So a lot of flexibility for us there, which is pretty sweet. Wow. Explore up here as well. This is an explore-tabulous game. This is not terrible for me. I get to go second next turn, so I'll get a good crack at what I want to do. I'm not going to kill this guy, so I'm eating another fear because I used all my cards. I guess I should have considered that when I was moving up, but I think this is still okay. We need to advance, and we're going to grab the car. We would love to grab this if that's still available. It's entirely plausible that our opponents are thinking the same thing, though. I mean, money is kind of floating around quite a bit right now. Yep, so there it goes. And this is pretty good for us, too. We've got a lot of fear in our deck. Machine might not, but disappears very, very quickly. Kind of that's what happens when we break the bank, and we're unfortunately the ones that get stuck here. I think we do still want to... Do we want to advance and claim this? Does it make any sense? Maybe we don't care. Maybe we actually do want to kill this and use our assistant here. Let's do it. Let's focus on cleaning up our deck. This is a little bit of a higher priority for us because, like, yes, we miss out on like one value of thing, but we also like don't pick up a fear card. We'll remove a fear card. So I think this is actually better for us. They also clear this, maybe leave something nicer or just something worse. That's fine too. That's just how it goes. But also cleaning up our deck for our airplane, and even the idle here is pretty respectable. Got to decide if I want to use these 2 coins. I'm holding 2 money in the deck, which I'm going to be using to explore outwards. I'm sure that machine's going to head up here. So we're going to go over here probably. I mean, honestly, this is kind of a win-win. Whichever of these we claim is just fine by us. Next turn in round 3. I'm debating whether I want to buy one of these. Like, does Torch make any sense? We're not going to be grabbing any fear unless we head over here. Rope's not a bad choice either to accelerate into our airplane. I've talked myself into it. Would have rather had the automobile, honestly, but so well. Oh well. It's not bad to have a coin left over going into the next round. A lot of monster kills this turn. Pretty equal in terms of monster kills. Goon's got a lot more flexibility and is higher. I think I'm just losing, actually, which is not uncommon. First seat is the worst seat, so it's not terrible that we're here. We are ahead on tablets, so we'll have some flexibility for next round, or like speed of getting into these spots for next round, I guess. And we are going to get an arrowhead early, which is pretty good, so that's not bad either. That's a sweet pickup for machine, and a flip of pickaxe here. Oh, but he can't actually get it. So pickaxe is still good, but turn 3 pickaxe is not as insane. And now we have an interesting situation where we're going to have to discard something for our rope. Almost certainly one of those coins. Okay, we actually kind of like this. So we can draw another card and The dream draw is actually strangely a fear here. Let's go, baby. Now, it'll just be unfortunate if the airplane is the bottom card of our deck. If it is, we're going to have to find another way to draw a card this turn without using our archaeologist, because we want to send it out with the airplane. So that is a challenge that we're facing right now. Wondering if I'm supposed to just pick up this pickaxe. Am I in a hurry for anything? We are all kind of racing for the next tier here, but it's kind of going to be spread out. I'm also kind of racing to get this. I think Stone Key is really, really good. Yeah, I think we're going to grab the Stone Key while we can. It's a lot of flexibility at this stage. We can maybe use it again later in the game. I think that the point ratio is really good. In my opinion, Stone Key might just be one of the best artifacts in the game. Top 3 or something like that. Star charts and not a whole lot else beats it. Pickaxe and automobile are kind of equal for us right now, and we don't need the money for much for anything, so we can kind of dilly-dally a little bit. Let's see what our rope situation gives us. There's our airplane. So what's our last card in here? Oh, it's our our idol. So our opponents are racing up those. No big surprise there. We don't need to draw a card, but it's nice to draw a card if we can. Oh, okay, that's great. I think this is better for us to be much available, which means we might need that coin. I think we should buy this pickaxe now. Bear trap follow-up is pretty good too. And there's a chance that I end up losing this race here from my opponents here, but I'm kind of assuming that they're a little bit more on the broker side. I guess Goon is probably my main competitor here, but it looks like they want to be doing an Explorer, so can't necessarily count on what they're doing. Grabbing 2 tablets. Oh, so they could play the Tiger Pin. Oh, were they exploring up top again? Interesting. Sure. It's a little bit slow for them, but we'll give them all the flexibility to move up these spots here. It kind of depends on what they hit. If they hit something without tablets, they're kind of in trouble in terms of advancing further, at least on this side. Does it matter if it's a card? No, I think we always want to keep the card available. I'm tempted to take this just so that my opponents can't, because their guys are better quality. I think that's what I'm supposed to do, is just make sure they don't get to use it. Yikes. 3 points is not bad. 2 compasses gets us to 4 compasses, which lets us kill anything we draw, which is not terrible. All right, let's have the flexibility of buying that War Club, I think. Automobile also doesn't go into machine hands. Let's just suck at the track. We're going to suck at the track. We're going to focus on deck points. Not an ideal flip for us. We don't really have the cards that we most want to be using to kill this guy, and we need to use this to advance here. This is pretty yucky, not gonna lie. That is a bad flip for Goon right now. I guess it's not awful. They can just go up this way instead. If I go up here, I can use this discount guy to buy one of these good items rather than going up here, which I don't think I care about anymore. Yeah, I'm just sucking at the track. We're just sucking at the track. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're sucking at the track. Our opponent has Prospector. We're definitely we're definitely not in trouble here. Oh, if he buys Bear Trap, it's gonna be a bummer for us. No Bear Trap yet. We will take it. Buying more stuff, of course, sucks a little bit with our airplane usage. So, like, we won't be able to do airplane round 4 and round 5, but pretty much guaranteed we're going to do it one of those rounds. In fact, we kind of prefer to do it in round 5 because then we can kind of get up here. There's plenty of stuff to go do right now. I think killing this guy just makes sense in our position. Hard to say no to those 5 points. I think our opponents are just out accelerating us though. Binoculars and Lantern is pretty sweet here for Machinists, but it's kind of the power of Prospector, right? I think that's it for us. Yeah, hitting Crash Site hurt. The airplane's nice for next turn. You know, we just need an airplane and another boat, and we can go sailing to one of these spots up here. And we're going to have lots and lots of resources. This is a good draw, question mark, because we can use it up here. Do I need coins? I am going to need coins. I want this for discount. I'm going to have lots of tablets. If I go here, I can have excess tablets and then use this. It's like a +2 upgrade, right? A single tablet into a discount of a red is +2. So I want to be using this. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into it. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't quite need the gem. I think that was a good call. I think that worked out fine. There's no monster to kill with Bear Trap right now. This is something that's actually a little bit awkward. So I guess I do need to explore this turn. And I guess we want to explore with our this here. So we're going to go here before we lose the chance to do it. Pretty good flip. Mostly in the rewards. The monster is not great because we won't be able to use it for next turn, and it limits our choices onto the right side here, which is not ideal because we do want to be going to the left side. I can kill him at a time, so no rush there. So let's move up this way. And this might be around where I just never end up moving the second book. I may literally just sacrifice this at the altar here and leave it rather than moving up all the way. We're going to have to see how the rest of the round goes, but I'm kind of poor. You know, I think I need to acknowledge that I am kind of poor. I also need to buy something with this guy. That's actually kind of the other really awkward thing that I'm facing right now. And there's nothing I especially want to be buying. Yeah, so what I'm debating right now is I think I need to use this. And so I can use it here or here. And I don't really have I've got lots of arrowheads, but no gems. So if I go this way, I'm short money. But I can take the trader's coins. But if I take the trader's coins, I also can just upgrade one of these arrowheads. I don't want this. Yeah, trader's coins is not ideal. but it does let us go places we wanted to go. I don't think our opponents are not interested in buying traders coins. They have no way to use it. So I think we can see if we get something luckier. If they buy something by moving up here. Yep, let's do it. This is a lot more likely too, where really they just aren't going to wind up buying anything from the artifact row. To be honest, the other thing that's tough about the artifact row is I really want to have enough compasses next turn. I guess I can actually just wind up exploring these spots instead of this spot. That's not unreasonable. All right, I think we can dilly-dally some more. Might as well, like, all of a sudden, because of the brush machine, picked up a whole bunch of compasses, so might do something there. It's a shame that our opponents managed to go two different ways in the track here. Sometimes when you're last, you can sort of find a cute way around. And I think we have dithered about long enough. We need to pick up the trader scale so we have some coins. And we need to keep the tablet because we need the tablet for the idol. Well, we didn't flip anything too exciting, so that's nice. The fact that all of us are in the same kill count and my opponents are more explored or higher on the track is not promising for me. I do think that my deck is slightly better quality, maybe not against Machine. I think Machine is probably winning this game right now. I mean, he's up the track and is the most he's doing this. Wow, that's incredible. I mean, with any luck, he won't be able to kill this monster, but he's got an extra arrowhead. Yeah, that's money right there. Maybe he won't have a way to pay the coins for this because his prospector's tapped out. That would be epic. All right, up here. And we can go up and left now. Drawing a card is a little sus though, because if we draw our airplane, we're going to be really, really unhappy. And so I actually don't love the idea of moving up. I could go back when I mean, essentially I could pay 5 victory points to gain 1 victory point and move up here. I'm not going to win am I going to win the race here? I mean, it'll put me into a good spot, but I'm going last next round. So I'm trying to figure out my velocity. Like if I can get up here first, right? So if I advance here and then I can use these, I'll be able to advance here. Almost certainly Machine is going here though on their next turn. And then they get to go before me next turn. So I think I'm just in trouble there. And I don't think I should contest it. So the question is whether it's good to take an action again. And I could like use this guy to buy the chronometer for 1. Or more likely I would use this assistant and just get some resources. All right, let's do it. I do like this kind of like Starfish and lead the book behind thing, but since I don't have much else to do, I don't think leaving the resources on the table feels that great. Of course, I didn't really take into account that my opponent would have to pay a coin for this, so I guess they actually wouldn't have been able to do that. So I could have pressed for it. I should have thought about that. They maybe just wouldn't have the option. I mean, I guess they can always have used this idol for a coin and a compass. It doesn't feel good to use the 4 slot, but yeah, now they get it without contest. I maybe should have pressured. Top card was airplane, so I'm actually I would have been really, really sad. I kind of want a fear so I can exile it when I explore with the airplane. I mean, if both my opponents go exploring right now, though, I'm in trouble. So there's an advantage doing that, but Yeah, I don't know how much fast compasses machine has. Everybody's got the same thinking. So I think I have to airplane right now for no value. I think I do. I think that it's a race. I don't want to exile anything. We want to be able to kill a monster on this turn. Ideally, if we can get a second guy in here, like we want to use that airplane for its power. Oh, and then it's a race up here. Sure. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, I think machine maybe was supposed to do that rather than trying to get this felt like a mistake. The fact that neither of them explored here feels like one of them didn't kind of serve the other person when they very much could have. But can't count on people to do that, I guess. Do I want a guiding skull? I don't know. I've got lots of gems, but not lots of other things. I want to go somewhere where water is. I couldn't use gems to just kind of force up here. I'm just wondering if I go here or do I use the rope? Maybe I use this rope and figure out my plan from here. I guess I could have just used the rope to travel itself rather than using it for the discard because it's just cycling through the deck. There's not a lot of exciting cards that I was looking for, I guess. Yeah, that was maybe a mistake. Guiding Skull right now is going to hit tablets and gem or tablet gem draw, which is pretty good for us. I'm tempted to just explore the other location and kill monsters too. What's the other location going to be? It's could be double tablets or arrowhead compass. I mean, those are pretty good. And then it prevents our opponents from killing any monsters with their second books. I think we're going to do this. If we go here, we prevent our opponents from like doing any monster killing stuff for getting their second book up. So I think this is the only way that we can like punish them for slow rolling. Of course, now I have to figure out how to kill these guys. Getting a gem was the worst option. I did forget that that was an option. So I guess we had a 2 in 3 chance of hitting something good and we hit something bad. Yikes. Yeah, that's not great. I think we need to move up here next to draw a card and see what we have going on from there. We're in quite a lot of trouble here. This was maybe not a smart play. I guess I had forgotten about the gem option. I do know that they're 11 and I was playing a little bit too quickly, which is on me. Yeah, but visiting here and here both didn't feel great, but maybe Guiding Skull was supposed to be the thing that I was doing. I'm not sure. It's not fully clear, but let's see if we can draw something that we're excited about. Sure. We can discard this to the Scorpion at the very least. We have to count out a lot of resources here. So, I mean, if we move up here, I think we have to use this idol to get 2 tablets. One of the tablets is probably going to go for the stone key to remove it off. So it's kind of like a freebie. And the other one's going to go here and then here. Dump, dump. So we'll untap a guy. So we need to use this guy, and we're going to get a whole bunch of compasses back. So, and we're going to untap him. So we need to use him right now. And I mean, I definitely need a tablet. So I'm tempted to take this, or an arrowhead. So I'm tempted to take this, but the awkward bit is, oh, he's Guardian's Crown? No, because this guy still hasn't placed his guy out. All right, let's do this. We know we need the tablets, and let's stone key it to slow roll. Because we want him to assign his worker so that he can't take advantage. Because if we use the Guardian's Crown to like move this guy off, we don't care about his reward, we can get some stuff that we really need. War Mask actually is probably just better for us than Ritual Dagger at this stage. So that's exactly, well, now we have two options. So we really have to ask ourselves what we can kill here. We need the compasses. We're going here and here. That's 2. I got all this money. I could just buy the chronometer for a discount. Because am I using all this money? I mean, I guess it's possible if I somehow get like a gazillion resources. But if I move this guy, I'm eating all my good stuff here. But like if I move this guy to here, I get to move up this way, which is pretty good. And then maybe I can find the stuff to move up here. Oh, that's pretty good. Or I could just take War Club and just score 5 points. Why am I thinking about this so hard? I guess the difference between War Mask and War Club is the same for me because they're both going to cost one thing and I'm going to discard a useless fear card. Oh boy, why is this so difficult? Let's just club them. Do I club this guy? Knowing that it's easier to kill this guy? Dun, dun. I get 3. I think I do. Maybe I can kill both. This is maybe a little greedy. But I can go here and I can go here. And then I'm going to get 3 compasses, which would let me buy War Mask. I'm a compass short, though. No, that's not good. Oh, I'm not a compass short. I get this guy back, of course. Of course. And we're not, unfortunately, I think, going to get the star charts first, but it's possible. Does Goon have any flexibility? Oh, yeah, Goon can get this right there, no problem. No problem. Yeah, there goes star charts. Star charts would have been really, really great. Of course. Of course. But we can at least still do the things we're trying to do. So I think I want to spend 1 for the ceremonial rattle. Bounce this guy. Right, it's essentially, it costs like 1 compass to score 2 points there. The ceremonial rattle line with this guy is one of the best things that the purchaser assistant can do. Who I think the purchaser assistant is overly maligned by the community. I think he's actually relatively solid. He's not, I mean, he's not good, but like he's not bad either. I guess an advantage of killing the scorpion earlier would be that I could see what I was getting and make decisions based off of that rather than doing all this other stuff. Would have been something to consider. I guess the other disadvantage of the compass spend is that I'm in a little bit of a tougher situation if I want to try to go up either of these with the book and get the free artifact. It does suck to miss out on the free artifact. But alas, we're here. We need a arrowhead. So an arrowhead we shall have. Pathfinder's staff. So if I pay 4 points with this, I can actually advance here with this guy. Spend those and then Pathfinder my way into another arrowhead to kill this guy anyway. But what do I get for that? I get 1 point for the Pathfinder and 2 points for moving up here, plus like an extra resource. So I'm paying a point, which doesn't seem terribly intelligent to do. So no. Our opponents really made up the difference in monsters with these 11-point purchases here, which makes sense. They had, their go of extra resources. Pretty nice bow and arrows for us, which we'll quickly snap up in case Goon has extra money on hand. I guess I should have drawn a card first, but even still. Does this help us? Nope, because we've got nowhere to advance with this. And I don't have a tablet anyway. So if I had known that I was getting this when I killed this guy or something, if I had used the Pathfinder staff and gone here, maybe some cuteness could happen. But I think I would have had to know well in advance. I think there's nothing we can do here. So I think we are done. And we're murdered on score here, but not quite. Our opponents, us stopping our opponents from getting the functionally 7 points for this move right here is nice, but they probably are just able to beat us anyway with their temple tile purchases. So yeah, right now we're losing quite badly. Oh yeah. That's it. 98's a huge score. I mean, that'll often happen when you get a first turn prospector followed by this guy. This is really good. And it's interesting. I mean, Machine, I didn't like the lantern purchase over the binoculars, but he ended up getting both anyway. And essentially just advanced up the track here. Goon, I'm actually a little bit surprised that Goon beat me. Because I guess he was the first up the track here, and that does really help. But I don't know, 80 is a little bit low. I thought my game was a little bit stronger than 80. I did think that I was going to lose. I got some pretty rough assistance, and being in first seat's tough. But I got the airplane and was able to use it most turns of the game. I think that I was just too clunky in moving up this research track here and trying to think of like what I could have done to salvage this game, if anything. I mean, sometimes games are not salvageable, but this one, I think I either needed, I think it was the third turn. If I had pushed to blitz up to this spot right here, and maybe I'd been the first up the track, and I just acknowledged that this book would have stayed down here in Crapsville and just never advanced it, that might have ended up being better, because I crossed the line here to upgrade stuff and got these 3 compasses, but not getting up to this spot's pretty painful. That's definitely a missed opportunity. So if this is back 3 spaces and I'm up 2 spaces here, and I'm the first one, I am, that's +4 +7. -5. So I'm +6 points if I'm like this, and I'm like -2 to each of my opponents. So I don't win, but then maybe I beat Gloon. So I think maybe I was supposed to stick with my original plan of just pushing up this track here. It was a little greedy and risky, but yeah, that's my guess as to what the more correct line would have been. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for watching. Would love to hear in the comments if you have any suggestions for what I could have done to fix things differently. And oh, look, I ran this whole time with the BGFC image. Good for them.